tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward, and it's Monroe in at the 5 spot.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
Here's Red Hot. He kicks it to Ellington. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And Milwaukee has possession. Here's Middleton. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Here's Monroe. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here's Red Hot.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And so it's Milwaukee with it. After the basket by Brooklyn. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's Parker. After the basket by Brooklyn. 6 on the shot clock. Monroe, the pass to Carter Williams. Middleton. Look at that shot! How did that go in?
How about that?
Oh!
and boy, how good was Chris Middleton last season? I mean, always a deep shooter who could stretch the floor. He hits the weight room in the offseason and became a much stronger defender. Now, he's one of the more promising 3-and-D guys in the league.
And it's going to be a 3-second call. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Carter Williams dishes to Parker. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. And for Chris Middleton last season, he went up in points, assists, rebounds, but went down in turnovers.
Boy, what an improvement for this young man. A late bloomer. I liked him when he was at Texas A&M, still growing into his body, playing with great confidence, and he can spray that thing from 3. I like his promise.
And the Bucks with possession here, following the bucket by the Nets. Parker's shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Here's Ortiz. That 3 off the mark. Bucks trail by 3. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Back to Carter Williams. And the call will be against Red Hot. That's his first foul. Bargnani is checked in for Young. Milwaukee also making some changes. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. And Bayless kicks to Antetokounmpo. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and power.
And he gets it to go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Parker outside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Andre Bargnani picks one up.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Lopez. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Wayne Ellington. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Ortiz. Hits it from three-point range. Red Hot's got 13.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Henson with the screen. To the paint. It's tipped. Stolen by Bargnani. 1:16 left here in the first quarter. The tray. Rebound, Milwaukee.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Red Hot. 13 points in the game. Nets passing it around. Clock at 6. It's good again, and the next one 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively. Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
The pass to Bogdanovich. Kept alive. Here's Red Hot, guarded by Mayo. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. But they recover it. The three-pointer off the mark. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Here's Vasquez. That's short off the rim.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll...
Let's take him back.
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
Young is out there with Johnson. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Red Hot. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets 5.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And when it comes to Michael Carter-Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size, he's a good athlete, he plays hard. But he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. The shot's good from Henson. Well, going back to Michael Carter-Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, and you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessarily where you'd like it to be. At times he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. This guy just really struggled. But the talent is there. It's just going to take some time for him to mature. And the jury's really still out on him.
Here's Monroe following the bucket by the Nets. And another basket for Milwaukee.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing to evolve.
Nets leading by 6. Here's Red Hot. 19 points in the game. To the inside. Stolen by Monroe. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Lopez over to help. Middleton for 3. The rebound by the Nets. Red Hot's got 4 rebounds now tonight. But Greg, the thing about Monroe, we knew he was a prolific scorer and a rebounder when he was a 5-star recruit out of high school. So Clark, this is nothing new for him.
I think what you see, Kevin, is the added muscle coming into play and benefiting. He's just an average athlete, but being stronger makes him more effective.
Here's Red Hot. The shot's good from Ellington. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Nets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots. And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Here's Red Hot. Carter Williams covering. Here's Ortiz. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And you know what? Highlights don't get any more spectacular than that one.
Yeah, he left the defender pretzeled up and then punched it down.
Bucks trail by 8. Carter Williams with it. Ball stolen. Unhindered. Going all the way. Oh. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Monroe, no good.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. As a result, they've got a big lead.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Red Hot. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Jabari Parker's checked in for John Henson. Mayo comes in for Antetokounmpo. Vasquez, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams.
Well, I tell you what, it's easy to get spoiled watching this fella. I mean, he just makes it look so simple.
Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
1:25 left in the first half of the game. Ellington, the pass to Bargnani. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And he makes good on the layup. Hollis Jefferson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Nets.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Guys, Bargnani was compared to several other international players when he came out. Some said he was Nowitzki. Others thought he might be more like Yao Ming in terms of impact. Ming was the only other player taken 1 overall who had never played high school or college hoops.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Bargnani. Young comes in for Thomas Robinson. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And it's Red Hot in for Bogdanovich.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Here's Red Hot. Back to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. And again, Brooklyn with the triple. And going back to international comparisons, Bargnani was keeping some pace with Nowitzki over his first 5 years. But that's when the injury bug laid into him, and that's not been the case.
You know, and Bargnani was really starting to play great on the offensive end, and defensively, he started to make an impact. But Nowitzki, on the other hand, just kept rising all the way to that true Hall of Fame status. Bargnani still searching.
Six seconds separating the shot and game clocks to the middle, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Brooklyn leading by 16. Here's Red Hot. 23 points in the game. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Eight seconds left in the first half of basketball. The Bucks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the first one drops.
Jared Davis, 2 shots.
And so he hits both. 8 seconds left in the first half. With 1 on the clock, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. For Brooklyn, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
And what a game for Red Hot. 28 points, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with any loose passes or sloppy ball handling.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. And it's Monroe in at the center. Now here's Lopez. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Did not need 2 hands for that slam.
You know, he can save the other hand for the next time.
One will do just fine.
Yeah, but just to switch it up a little bit.
Kicks it down to Middleton. Hits the jumper in space. Middleton's got 5 now.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
Stolen by Middleton. Carter Williams dishes to Middleton. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. And it's 7 points for Chris Middleton.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Now Monroe. Thaddeus Young missing on his 3.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Right now,
One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up. He can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer, and at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Young. And it's red hot in for Bogdanovic.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
And getting back to Greg Monroe, guys, he made some subtle strides last season. Best rebounding average of his career, up to 75% on his free throws. And how about this little nugget? Not one three-point attempt last season. That tells you he's starting to mature.
Here's red hot. Jabari Parker making his last shot. Here's red hot. 30 points in the game. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
And you know, with some people, they'll always find something wrong with Monroe's game. He'll never make the all-defensive team. He kind of looks like he's playing at half speed, but he produces, and he does it within the team confines.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Down low. Here's Parker. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it three.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone, as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Brooklyn. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Kicks it out to Johnson. The tray. And the call will go against Thomas Robinson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Nets. The Bucks also changing it up. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Parker. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. It's the Nets now, following the miss by John Henson. Here's red hot. He has 35.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Outside Mayo. We've got 1:55 left in the third. Bayless's shot is off.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And, Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Shot's good.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
Mayo with a screen on Robinson. Here's Vasquez, and the layup is good.
And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17, also 7-7 at home, 10-10 on the road, 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
You know, just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41.
Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg suiting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the third. Antetokounmpo on the double team. And Milwaukee has possession.
And in thinking about Bargnani's impact, he's a guy who can generate points from every spot on the floor. Three-point range, converts at the rim. He's about 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and shoots free throws like a guard.
And here we go with Bayless. Nobody back.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Red Hot. 37 points for him. Lopez a screen. To the middle. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. No good on the three.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the Barclays Center.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Here's Red Hot. They got Johnson. Brook Lopez is out there with Young. Then there's Red Hot. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Here's Middleton after the basket by Brooklyn. Carter Williams kicks to Parker. Young with the steal. Here's Red Hot. Carter Williams covering. Here's Ortiz, and he jams it with authority.
I tell you what, did he take off on that one? Not many players can elevate it and literally fly. What a special talent, and it's plays like that that remind me just how amazing these athletes are in the NBA.
The Bucks shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Now Carter Williams. There's the pick. He's looking for Monroe and finds him. Rob. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. Here's Red Hot. Carter Williams covering. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
The Nets making a switch here. Ellington's checked in, and Milwaukee with a change here, too. Henson's checked in for Vasquez. Monroe, no good.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Here's Red Hot. In the corner, it's Ellington. Johnson, a wide open look, drains the three-pointer.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
And Jabari Parker as a rookie, drafted number 2 overall behind Andrew Wiggins. Clark, there was much debate about which of these players, which of these prospects would be better NBA players. What do you think?
Well, I think both showed they're very capable of being stars in the league. Parker got off to a great start, averaging 30 minutes a game until, unfortunately, he had the ACL injury. And Wiggins, conversely, went on to have a big-time season, winning Rookie of the Year.
Good. Now here's Ennis. Dishes it to Parker. And there's the feed to Copeland. Inside, here's Plumlee. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Reed. And here's the fast break. And here they go.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Kicks it to Plumlee. All sorts of time. That doesn't go in either for Plumlee. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-1 run right now. Karasov, no luck.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Here's Ennis. Another shot. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Brook Lopez is checked in for Reed. Young comes in for Robinson. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Karasov. And it's Red Hot in for Larkin. Here's Red Hot. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Lopez. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Shot's good from Young.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now here's Parker. Brooklyn with the rebound. Red Hot's got his 5th rebound in this one. And the foul on Tyler Ennis. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had one before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
Good on the baseline, Jay. Here's Red Hot, and here's Brooklyn. They're on a 16-5 run here. .143 left in the fourth quarter. And he uses the glass on the layup. Red Hot's got 45 points.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Here's Plumlee. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And in college, guys, Miles Plumlee had an unusual competitor at his position. It was his younger brother, Mason. I mean, they actually had to compete against one another for playing time.
Plumlee hits them both. Well, Greg, going back to those Plumlee brothers you were talking about, there is competition. And then, Clark, you know, there's this friendly rivalry that'll always exist.
Yeah, the brotherly competition, if you will. They have similar bodies and share some of the same attributes as well. Drafted in back-to-back years, both toward the end of the first round. Yeah. A lot of parallels.
A lot of similarities, you're right. Bucks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them.
Yes, and if this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Red Hot. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Milwaukee with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Here's Young. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown. Finishing strong.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Faded away to create the space. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Red Hot. To the inside. And Thaddeus Young again.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Red Hot. Off target. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.
Kevin, we have...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and he had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
What a special night for him offensively.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.